Hello and welcome to Out and About Art. I'm your host, Dion Spires. 2016 was filled with fun events showcasing all of the different facets of the art community here in Polk County. We've seen art museum exhibits, dance performances, experimental concerts by the Imperial Symphony Orchestra, theater productions, and so much more. Now, the beautiful thing about art is that you do not have to be a professional to create it. We can all make art, and the organizations here in Polk County do an excellent job at showcasing that. I saw it firsthand when I attended exhibits this year like the Voices of Strength exhibit at the Polk County Courthouse featuring strong female artists in our area, multiple college galleries, and a collection by VSA Florida hosted at the Polk Museum of Art, highlighting elementary age students from our local schools. Take a look at just a few of my favorite visual art exhibits and events from 2016.
We have jurors every Monday morning in this room. There's at least 250 jurors every Monday morning. And we came in here one Monday morning with our jury manager, and I said, gee, these walls are so blank. We really need something on the walls. So we partnered with Jane to provide the space, and she provides the artwork. She said she'd rotate it out, and we were so delighted.
I did a call to artists to select the artist for Voices of Strength, and the artists just poured into it. We pulled together the artists that had work that would complement one another the best in this.
The Voices of Strength relates to the female artists that are featured here in this room that are part of the Arts Ensemble Education Foundation.
These women seem to be very strong artists and very strong women. And I think that we need to give young people something to look up to in our women these days. And when we can have women who show what they can do through art, it makes the kids want to do stuff too.
Through arts, you can express strength in so many different ways and encourage people to use their strength in the arts by your expression.
With voices, there is strength. That's the strength of not only our county and our community, but our state and our nation. So Voices of Strength is a collection of artwork that shows how when we work together, when we care, it's a beautiful world.
The exhibit you're looking at is 1 Billion Rising, a national juried exhibition. And 1 Billion Rising is an international movement that brings awareness to domestic violence and rape crisis in the world. And it's essentially a movement that came out of the fact that 1 out of every 3 women experience some sort of domestic violence or violence in their lifetime. So this exhibition was organized the month of February to show artworks about anti-violence, about women's issues, about gender issues, about experiences, struggles of violence and overcoming and having victory and hope in these dire situations. I really wanted to expose students to artwork that was social, that had a bigger purpose, had a bigger meaning, show students that they can use their artwork to change the world. And so this particular movement drew my interest, and I wanted to join in on this. So the way I did it was organizing an art show in 2014. 2014 was the first 1 Billion Rising National Juried Exhibition, and now this is our second. We're going to do it every 2 years, so it's a biennial.
I think it's a very strong show. Each piece tells a different story, and a lot of the stories are very personal. You know, for someone to share their thoughts and to open up and put something out there that we can read into it or read out of it is, you know, a thing that every artist hopes to be able to do.
This is a very moving and very powerful exhibit. It was the first year as well. You can see that people really have put some thought into these pieces that they've created, and they really make you think about the violence and how can we put an end to it, and what people go through when they have violence perpetrated upon them.
No matter where you live, a small community, small area, there's still these problems. There's still domestic violence, and it doesn't matter where you live.
I think it helps people become more aware, and then you can learn more about how you could help others in situations or what you can do to be part of the community to help.
We had a large number of people come out to support this show, and I'm so grateful. We raised money for a student in need who's in a bad situation, and we also raised money for the Women's Resource Center, the Peace River Center, and as the show continues, any artwork that sells, a large percentage of that goes to those two organizations, split between them so that we can help women in Polk County.
Kids Tag Art started about 10 years ago, and it actually started where we would go as members of the tax collector's office, the senior staff, we'd be asked to go and speak to kids in the Great American Teach-In. And so we would go and try to figure out, okay, what am I going to talk to a bunch of third graders or fifth graders about the tax collector's office that's going to be interesting to them. So 9 times out of 10, we would just grab a bunch of the specialty tags, a manatee tag or the Challenger tag or whatever tag we could find, Miami Dolphins, and we would take it to the elementary school and we would show the kids the tag and we would ask them, guess what tag this is? And so we'd go through the tags, and that's how we'd fill up our time when we do the Great American Teach-In. And then we would tie that back to our office actually issues these tags.
Joe walked in one day and gave me a folder of student designs and threw it on my desk and said, "Here, see if you can do something with this." And told me the story that you heard about their Great American Teach-In experiences year after year. And I was blown away with the quality of the art. And that actually is what motivated me, because I, like Joe, felt like there's an opportunity here we shouldn't miss.
We can see eventually every single county in this state having a kids tag art program. And when you think about what we've been able to do in a short period of time, that kind of financial commitment and contribution through the sale of products that these kids have created, it can have, we think, a really dramatic impact on the elementary arts program. So we're thrilled about being part of that impetus for it.
Did you know that students who study art are 4 times more likely to be recognized for academic achievement? That they are 3 times more likely to be awarded for school attendance? And that art studies and activities help keep high-risk dropout students in school. That's why Southern Homes continues to be the major sponsor of Kids Tag Art.
I really want to help see it grow throughout the state of Florida. I'm eagerly tracking the data to find out, what the financial contribution could mean for Floridians to have this program move county to county throughout the state. And I'm on board as long as I can.
This is our 45th annual Bloomin' Arts Festival. It started with a committee of ladies out of the Bartow Art Guild, and it began. We've had great city support all 45 years, as well as Chamber of Commerce support. It's hosted by the Chamber of Commerce, the City of Bartow, the Bartow Art Guild, and Main Street Bartow. It's a multifaceted festival, fine arts and fine crafts, supplemented with a quilt show, a flower show, an antique car show, and live local entertainment.
This is my first time here as a vendor. I've visited when I was younger. I do woodwork. I've been doing it about 4 years. I fell in love with it about 4 years ago when I retired from the sheriff's office. And words can't describe how great it has been. You get to meet tons of new people. The shows are amazing. I love meeting and talking with people and just sharing my passion. What I like about this show is, I would say everything from the selection process to the attendance. From start to finish, you can tell it's more of an upscale show. they're very particular. It's not craft, it's art. And so if you're looking for art, this is definitely one of the shows you would want to go to.
The reason that this is a fun event, first off, it's the best time of year for Florida, obviously. Weather is gorgeous. And also, if you look at the crowds that are here, it actually represents our community. Just walk up and down, you'll see people with canes and wheelchairs, all different nationalities, ethnics, you name it, right here in Polk County.
To not share art would, I think it's a travesty and it's an injustice, quite honestly.
We in Polk County do have some phenomenal artists and very creative.
It's about passion, and so I try to share my passion with others, and I think in doing so it can help other people find art within themselves.
It knows nothing about how much you make. It doesn't matter. There's artists that come from very humble backgrounds. It doesn't matter who you are, what age, what diversity. It doesn't matter. It's something that draws us together.
The Mayor's Art Club for the City of Bartow was an initiative launched 2 years ago to recognize that art in the community is important. There's certain visible displays of art in our parks downtown, but we wanted to take it a step further and recognize the students in the art programs within our local schools. So we developed a theme, opened it up to the art teachers to take to the students and develop the art they saw appropriate to promote the City of Bartow.
Well, this is our second year, and Trish Pfeiffer, who is also an artist, invited us to be a part of this. She invited Bartow High and Bartow Middle. So last year was our first year doing this, and so we just submitted artwork. And so she went through and picked out the best ones that she liked.
The theme this year is basically what I love about Bartow. It's a diverse creation, mostly of landmarks. Obviously the historic courthouse was very popular. You can look around and see a house called the Wonder House, one of our long-standing churches, the L.B. Brown House. So the students let their imagination carry them to create what they like about Bartow.
We all used oil pastel and colored pencil for it, but some of us did the wood patterns like all spaced out and really relaxed and stuff.
I'm extremely proud of my kids. Students at Union Academy are, our goal as an IB school is to think above and beyond, to be more rigorous, and you could see it in them. They don't just settle for just doing a boring piece or, status quo. They push themselves to be the best they can be. And we really work with them and show them their potential, that they can do this, that they are, smart enough, bold enough, strong enough to do whatever they need to do and to be successful in life and to believe in themselves. And I think this is just an affirmation that, yes, you can do this. Yes, your stuff is good.
These artists range from age 11 to 14, and we picked 7 pieces for display here in City Hall. And we had approximately 76 entries. And we have a committee, the Mayor's Art Club, serves as art judges. And we, through process of elimination, keep picking out the ones we like till we get the 7 finalists. And we take and have them enhanced and reproduced. And the good thing this year, we're able to return $400 back to the art department of Union Academy to promote the arts within the school.
We're just happy to participate, to exhibit our work and to be shown and seen. And so to get the money was just a nice little bonus. And so that could go for supplies for next year's competition and just to help us with doing other projects.
It's actually really cool because I want people to see my artwork. And I'm thankful that he puts it in City Hall.
Arts is just an important part of the ABCs as anything, and if we can promote that within our students and give them a chance to show off their talents, then we're a better city for it.
Now, of course, art isn't limited to paintings on a wall or sculptures in a museum. One of my favorite forms of art is the performance arts. Music and theater have always had a place in my heart and my life, and I've had the pleasure to see a number of excellent professional quality productions right here in Polk County. If you haven't gotten a chance to see a theater production at Theater Winter Haven, Lakeland Community Theater, or a local college, attend a dance performance from the Florida Dance Theater or Ultimate Dance Center, or see one of the college bands and choirs perform, I say to add that to your list of New Year's resolutions. If you're still not sold on it, watch this recap of a few of the performances from the past year. I think you'll be convinced.
Every year since my freshman year, this is my third year now, I've done a production with the ISO and then Florida Southern Opera stuff. But every year is different, and there's new challenges with every production. And I've really liked working with the ISO, always, but especially this year because we have such a great cast, so many singers with really fantastic performance credits. People have performed at the Met and other really great European houses.
It has blossomed, and just watching it grow and getting to see these people doing their jobs and look up to them and learn from them. It's so cool getting to experience that while still being in a college setting, having some comfort levels before I actually go out and do it by myself without absolutely anyone.
The combination of the professional coming in that knows what needs to be done and how to go about it, and then helping those that think, I think it's like this, and finding that right chemistry to allow it to happen as opposed to imposing oneself on people. So it's very much a collaborative thing, and it has its own sort of growth that occurs with it. And each production that I've done here, it's had its own sort of energy and atmosphere about it that's allowed it to continue to move ahead. And that's what you want, especially in a piece like Die Fledermaus, which is such a huge ensemble piece.
The ISO is crazy. They are intense and they are so good, and it's so cool. Once again, that same professional outlook, getting to work with something other than our orchestra. We sometimes get so comfortable working with the people that are around us that it's a good shock factor, but in the best way possible, to be able to work with someone or get an opportunity like working with the ISO.
It's fun, it's rich in its music heritage as well as its entertainment. It allows, I think, those folks who are involved in music to go, yes, they're playing some great music, and to go along with that. And all the way down the line, I've noticed that anyone who's interested in music, they usually start out with a classical base. And so this kind of underscores that classical base in a sense, and I think it helps to enrich it.
This is our third year for the Jazz Festival, sponsored by Polk State College. How the festival came about was the brainchild of our previous director, Mr. Osha B. Craig, along with his team. And we just felt that there was a need, one, to expose our students, who are our music department, to another form of jazz externally, outside, with some headliner acts. And so what we typically try to do is just kind of look at the various artists that are involved and look at what will be a good fit for our students and for our community. We also like to partner our students, our Jazz Society, through our music department, which is led by Mr. John Anderson and Mr. Don West. That allows our students to be exposed to different artists that they'll have the opportunity to see this weekend as well.
It's
awesome that the university and the Arts Center support this festival and are exposing people who might not otherwise have seen some of these groups and some of these styles in the community. I think it really, you know, that's what cultural outreach and cultural like uplifting the community is all about, exposing people to things they may not have seen, and hopefully they come away inspired and it's something they latch onto for the future.
It is my hope and belief that it's something that they will take with them for the rest of their lives. Because how often do you get to hear and participate on the same stage as well-renowned artists such as this? One of the comments, one of the things that resonated with me was that this is the best thing that could have happened to this community. And so I'm going to take that as he meant, one, Polk State being here, and then Polk State being such a visionary to be able to bring the arts to this part of Polk County, and for free for the community, for our students, for people to broaden their base knowledge as it relates to music, theater, exhibits, that probably, I don't know, not being from here, but I would surmise that it wasn't at this level if it was here at all.
Prior to being here at Florida Southern, I was actually teaching at a university in Ohio, but I'm from Florida. I went to high school in Florida, and I went to the University of South Florida for my undergraduate work, and it had always been a goal to get back to Florida. So when I was absolutely tired to death of Ohio weather, I decided, okay, now is the time to start looking, and I just happened to see that Florida Southern had a position posted. I didn't know much about Florida Southern, so after some research, I realized, oh, Lakeland, I know where that is. And I started doing even more research and realized they didn't even have a dance program, and they were advertising this position. So I submitted my application, and then I got this call, not expecting it at all, and I came for the interview and found out they wanted someone to actually start the program, which was very, very appealing to me since I had been teaching at a very large university.
Some people were like, well, why are you going to a new program? They don't really have any track record. The school has an excellent music program and musical theater and visual arts, and really everything they do in the arts they do with excellence, so I knew that the dance program wasn't going to be any different.
I think it's awesome. We're the guinea pigs. We get to try things out, try things that don't work, try things that do work. I think it's really cool to be a part of that program, and that was something that was really interesting to me, to see how it would grow, because it would grow through our class, like our class of 2019. Like, we would grow, we would make this program.
Tonight is a celebration of the new dance program here in the Department of Theater Arts and Dance at FSC. We are very excited to not only display the enormous talent of our current dancers in this first performance, but also their thoughtful interpretations of the choreography given to them by guest artists and faculty.
I wanted to make sure that they were getting a wide variety of types of movement to perform. So that's when I started reaching out to people I know in the profession and saying, will you come and do a mini residency and teach classes for a week and set a dance on the dancers? They need to learn more than what I know.
We have kind of been rehearsing all year. Like, we had the fall guest artist, so we learned one piece. And then this semester it's definitely picked up in preparation for the concert because we got our second guest artist piece. I was in the classical ballet variation, so I learned that this semester too.
We did some modern dance, but many different styles of modern dance. I would call it more contemporary modern dance. We had some contemporary ballet. It was kind of a classical point piece. It was more towards the neoclassical end of it. And then Florida Dance Theater had a lot of contemporary work as well. So we were trying to bring something a little bit different than what you would see, say, on So You Think Can Dance or another type of show like that everyone is very familiar with. We wanted to show them the art of dance, not just the entertainment side, which is also important, but another perspective.
I think it was awesome to finally perform our pieces and have our friends come watch and like show them what it's about. They just think we twirl around all day, like they're like, oh, dance majors, but like they came and saw and they're like, whoa, like it really is cool. It was a lot of hard work put into it. Like, we were there pretty late in the theater and stuff, but it was totally worth it. Like, every single rehearsal, it was awesome.
The arts already have their place here in Polk County, and I wanted to find our niche in there as well and how we could help expand it and make it even better. I
I feel like we're doing that. I feel like we're just adding to something that's already pretty great and helping this growth in dance. Dance is always kind of the lowest of the art forms when you look at the broad scheme of things, but I think between our program and some of the other programs in the area as well as Florida Dance Theater, we're bringing it more to the forefront.
Good evening, Lakeland. Thank you for being here tonight. So this is totally a first for me, playing with an incredible orchestra, and I know it's a first for the ISU2 playing with somebody like me, a singer-songwriter. So I'm so grateful that we are experiencing this together. It's a special night.
This is my crazy idea, and I'm fortunate that Michael MacArthur is willing to be my partner in crime on this one. The symphony is honored, honestly, to be sharing the stage with Michael MacArthur here at the Polk Theater for a very special concert that will put symphonic charts behind Michael's already beautiful and soulful songs.
Well, truly, I'm just grateful to be a part of it. I'm grateful to be a part of that, bridging that gap between contemporary music and the symphony and giving Lakeland something that hopefully they've never experienced before. I'm just grateful to be a part of that.
They say love is a losing game.
Christopher Lowry wrote the symphony charts, and he's just a brilliant composer, and Chris jumped on the opportunity as well because this is just something that's so new and so special for everybody involved that he was thrilled to be able to work with us on it. There are so many artists, popular artists, that people may remember from when they were growing up in their teenage years who, as their careers have changed, have had this same thing. They've had symphonic charts written for their music, and there are popular artists that you wouldn't expect, like rappers as well, that have symphonic charts. And I thought, you know, of course we could bring one of those groups in for that kind of experience here, but how much cooler could it be if we could do that with somebody who was an up-and-coming artist from our community?
I think symphonic music is something that moves everybody. You know, I think that everyone can relate to it. It's special in that way. And so having the opportunity to sort of blend that element with my music it's going to be good for me. I don't know if it'll be good for anybody else, but it's going to be really good for me.
I want our music community to support one another in as many ways as possible. And one of the cool things about this is that now not only does the symphony get to show a different side of itself, but so does Michael MacArthur. And so we certainly, as the symphony, want to be able to expand on that for other local artists. So yeah, stay tuned.
Polk County never ceases to amaze me with their love and commitment to keeping the arts alive. Now, what you saw today was only a small selection of events over the last year, and there's plenty more where those came from on our Polk Government YouTube channel. That's all I have for this 2016 year in review. As always, thank you for tuning in, and come back next month because I'll have highlights from January's art scene. We'll see you next time on Out and About Art.